Right, we're live. I got the right ump. I've got to be honest with you. I got the right ump. I shouldn't have the ump after that. I thought predicted a loss. I thought we were gonna lose. I think it's the hope that probably kills you. After that first half, I thought, well, this is it. There's only one team in it, and it was us. Talk about a game of two halves, really. We should have put that game to bed. I'm going to say from the outset, by the way, we lost to some brilliant players. I don't think we lost to a brilliant team. I think we lost to some brilliant players, and it was technique. Technique was the deciding factor today. Our lack of technique and their technique that they had in abundance. Am I wrong in suggesting we should have been 4 or 5 nil up at half time? It doesn't. It doesn't feel like it was. I'm. There's so much incident that I'm gonna. It's gonna be a struggle to talk you through the whole game and not miss something out because it wasn't just that there were 4 goals in that game. There were some serious missed chances. But if I just try and summarise, just to say that we were massively in the ascendancy in that game. We were the best team. We were absolutely brilliant in that first half. Bowen in particular was an absolute force of nature, and we had quite a few brilliant performances in that. But unfortunately, we had a couple of players who were absolute crap, 2 or 3, and I feel it eventually cost us. I'm feeling there were 3 chances. We were already 1-0 up. I'll talk you through the goals in a minute, but there were 3 chances in particular that really sort of stand out to me. Number one was Fornals' missed header. It should have been on target. Make the keeper make a save. I can't believe it was so far wide. It was a most magnificent cross that came over. Was either Soufal or Bowen. Then there was another chance, which Sebastian Haller, where he sort of rounded the keeper, went past the defender and fell over. Just couldn't sort his feet out. Should have been 3-0 at that point, maybe even more. And then there was the other one with Bowen. I blame Bowen less for that because Bowen just wasn't quick enough, basically. I often say Bowen's a sort of 7.5 out of 10 for pace, and he was sensational. Best player on the pitch in the first half, Bowen. So I'm not having a go about it. Unfortunately, came up against a truly quick player in Aaron Wan-Bissaka, who came back and did a wonderful, magnificent tackle. But we had full control of that first half. I thought Paul Pogba was to go on and score a really sublime curled finish. We'll talk about the goal on the VAR in just a second. In the first half, he looked like he didn't want to be there. I think the guys, if I was a Man United fan, I'd be looking and thinking the guy's absolute disgrace. I've wondered if at one point, Wan-Bissaka, who's clearly a workhorse and works hard, probably looks at Paul Pogba and thinks, "Well, what are you doing, mate? You know, put some effort into it." Our goal was very West Ham like and West Ham of late, because the ball came over the cross from a corner. Aaron Cresswell, flick on from Rice, Souček at the back post, a really good goal. Souček likes getting in that position at the back post. Fully deserved. We were all over them. This wasn't the performance that you saw against Sheffield United. This wasn't the performance that you saw against Fulham or Aston Villa. We were on the front foot. We were attacking them. I had so much intent, and from some players, in particular Declan Rice and in particular Jarrod Bowen, we had some players with some real quality who were causing them all sorts of bother. Alex Telles is meant to be one of the best left backs in the world. I'm telling you, Bowen made him look amateurish. Such was our dominance. Such were we in the ascendancy at that point. It was our positioning was good. Ogbonna was a rock at the back. Balbuena, did you see? Look, it's going to be heartbreaking for anybody to go back and watch that game, but watch Balbuena doing a number on Anthony Martial in that first half. It really was quite an impressive thing to watch. We had some really good players, and you sort of got the impression that we'd go in at half time, and I was going to say Solskjaer would give a team talk, but I think it's quite hard to imagine Solskjaer giving a rousing team talk. But that didn't happen. I thought Man U would come out more motivated. That didn't actually happen, by the way. Particularly when you saw they made 2 substitutions. They brought on Fernandes and Rashford. They were going to be 2 substitutions that impacted the game massively. But it wasn't like Man United came out in the second half and were brilliant better than us. We started the second half as we played in the first half. We were having all the attacks. What was letting us down in that game, and it's fine, but it feels gutting to lose. Maybe it's a little bit therapeutic just to talk about it. What let us down in that game was a lack of quality. It was a real lack of quality in that game. Some players had it, some didn't, and I'm really struggling. So I don't want to go too hard on some players in this, because realistically we're not good enough to. We're going to go on third. We're not good enough to go third. And what Moyes has, I think we're a top 10 team, and that in itself is miraculous. To take us from sort of relegation candidates to top 10, I think is impressive. And I think if we had gone top 3, it may have told a little lie, because he needs to get a little bit more quality into the first team, because actually we do have that quality in the squad. And I'm aware that I've been criticising the player I am going to criticise in a minute, who works really hard for West Ham. I thought today Sebastian Haller was woeful, and I won't apologise for saying that. I wanted him to come in. I've supported him, and a few times recently, particularly on the forum channel during the week when I do my lunchtime. Lunchtime. It's morning uploads now, isn't it? But when I do those videos, I've suggested that Sebastian Haller doesn't really have a future within David Moyes' system, and a couple of people have said, "Well, you're wrong. I think he'll come good," which is fine. I don't. I really do feel that there is no place for him in this sort of workhorse team. And it's all very well having a workhorse team. You've got to have some quality in there. And as I say, Bowen sort of provided it. And unfortunately, just in our front three, there wasn't enough of it. And it was all coming. From Bowen. So I'm trying not to read the chat. Sorry, folks, because I lose my train of thought. But someone's saying Moyes should switch systems so Salah doesn't play up front on his own, 2 defensive midfielders, not creating any chances. I sort of agree, but he's not going to. And Moyes' system is working in as much as it's got us up to where we are. It didn't work today, but I feel I felt our midfield worked today. I thought Souček was getting into the box more than he has done the past few games. I thought they completely dominated Man U's midfield in that first half. And the truth of the matter is, had we have been 3 or 4-0 up, which we should have been, Solskjaer probably wouldn't have made those chances. He probably would have thought, actually, this game's gone. The game against Leipzig is more important. And I do feel we were wasteful. We were wasteful there. And do you throw out a whole system that's working to accommodate one player? Possibly not. I just don't think it's going to work with Sebastian Haller, and I want to see more. I want to see more from him. I want to see more endeavour from him, and he did have an opportunity there. He never got called back to see if he was offside or not, but it would have been close. It would have been close, and he fluffed his lines and he fell over. I saw not enough commitment from him today. David Moyes, we've gone live straight away. David Moyes is going to be complaining about that ball going out of play. We did not let Man U back into that game because that ball went out of play. Watch it again. Sebastian Haller runs offside. He is offside by meters, a long way offside. Fornals gets the ball, sees Haller's offside, and plays it anyway. Haller knows. Everyone knows he's offside. It was the most idiotic pass. It was a thickos pass. I'm sorry to say that, and I'll say that because remember when Fornals played that ball and he took the quick free kick and we played it through and we scored from it. Remember he spoke to the referee. Can I take it quickly? He took the free kick. I was praising him how intelligent he was. So let's get it right. And I'm a big fan. I've been a big fan of his, but that was thick what he did today. That lacked any sort of intelligence at all. Right, to play that pass. He played a pass that he knew to a guy that was offside. All right, Bowen tried to run a long way to get there. He was never going to get there. And then Henderson cleared it. Yes, it went out. I think it did curl out. And then the rest is history. It ends up Paul Pogba curls it in. Beautiful goal. Really good. And to be fair, if anybody's watched the build-up and watched our breakfast show and all the rest of it, I fancied Paul Pogba to score from outside the box today. I just did. He can't give him shots from there. However, if Fornals doesn't play that stupid pass, he basically surrendered possession. That doesn't happen. The next goal, Mason Greenwood goal. What wonderful technique. I mean, absolutely brilliant. The first touch is sensational. It's sensational. You've got to give people credit. Sometimes it's your fault. I think the first goal. I'm not going to blame VAR. I'm blaming Fornals for surrendering possession. You can't do that. All right. The Greenwood goal, I just think you've got to hold your hands. I'm not going to blame Ogbonna for that. It was just genius, real genius. I can see a couple of people talking about the 4 hours and talking about Ben Rama. I'm going to deal with this. I'm going to do a video on the forum channel tomorrow on this because it just gets too far away from that. But I've got there's things I want to see, and there's things that need to be done. But we'll discuss it. There's just so much incident in this. Fabianski pulled off a few great saves. Well, at this time, Manchester United are well in the game. What can I say? The Marcus Rashford one's is a funny one because I do feel the Fernandes goal, the Fernandes substitution and Rashford coming on did change the game. They really did, but we didn't help ourselves. But Rashford was down. I'm not going to accuse him of the sort of play acting that Grealish did. I'm not going to suggest that. But he was down claiming to be concussed. If you're concussed and your referee stops the play because it's a head injury, well, I mean, come on. Look, he's up there. He didn't seem concussed a couple of minutes later when he went skipping past everyone, scores a lovely goal. And by the way, what a magnificent pass that was. And what a magnificent goal it was. But I do feel we're sometimes being a little bit outdone by some of the darker arts. But I thought it was a real shame. Anyway, David Moyes makes a couple of substitutions. I felt he made them 5 odd minutes late. He should have done them earlier. It should have been instinctive. He should have seen that momentum was shifting in that game. Sorry, I'm just looking at my notes here. Bowen had another good chance from a Soufal cross. Quite a small cross. Look, last few games we've had very few chances. I felt today we had loads, and I mean loads. You never score all your chances. It's not like you say you have 6. Let's say you have 10 shots. You never score 10 goals, but we should have converted a lot more. And Moyes has got to get a bit more quality in there. And I feel a little bit guilty for 2 reasons. Number one, for being so overly critical, because I do think we were punching above our weight. I do think it's miraculous that we're in a top 10 team. I do admire and appreciate the hard work that Fornals does. I really do. I promise you, but at some point you have to get a blend. And we outworked them in the first half. Everyone's working hard. Soufal's working hard. The centre-backs, the 2 midfielders, brilliant. Fornals working hard. Bowen, wonderful. In fact, everyone was working hard, I felt, apart from Sebastian Haller. But at some point, you've got to have some brilliance in there. Just someone that's going to do something. Someone that has enough technique that either A, they put one of those chances away, or B, they don't do the silly, stupid things that surrender possession there. I shouldn't be frustrated. I expected a loss, but you know what? What it is you get to that point in the game where you feel, I thought we were going to win. I was getting I'd spent. I mean, for those of you in build up, I spent all my money on my balance in a Bet365 account. I was going on PayPal. I was putting some money in. I was putting bets on West Ham to win 3-0. Actually, I didn't. I was about to put bets on West Ham to win 3-0, but the app crashed because my 4G was no good down here. So look. I think we're doing really well to be where we are. I'm really pleased that we made a match of it in the first half. I really am. And we could carry on exactly as we are, working hard and doing what we're doing, and we'll be top 10 comfortably with the team exactly as it is. But what do we do to go that next little step? What do we do to become a team that maybe might challenge for a European place? Something like that. I think you've got to get a little bit more quality in and around the team. You've got to substitute one of the workers for somebody that's going to do something a little bit magical. I can see the chat. I'm sort of scanning the chat. Look, some people are going to disagree. Absolutely right. Disagree, agree. Everyone's got their own opinion. Some people think Haller played well. Some people think Fornals was all right. I think it cost us the game. I do. I think. I tell you what. Actually, Brad is in the question. He said, "Have teams started to work out balls behind to target Soufal?" I think that's a really good point. I don't know why he was taken off. I will be interested to know. I presume it's a knock. If it's not, it's quite telling. Our patrons will know because I discuss it quite in depth. I've got my doubts about Soufal anyway, but now's probably not the time. Probably not the time for it anyway. Man United won. Man United had better players than us. I thought there was some scintillating play in the second half. And in Greenwood, I think they've got such a wonderful player. Rashford, such a brilliant player. I'm struggling to say the words "the best team won." Because in the first half, I thought we were just as dominant as Man United were in the first half. The difference is that bit of quality. Did Man U create more chances than West Ham did in the first half? No, they didn't. No. They just had more quality to stick the ball away. It's it. I mean, someone saying Fremer on those regulars. He said some people have decided to be Haller out. Look, I think I just want to rally against that. All right, and I'm not saying that you were saying that to me particularly. It's so easy to look at things in black and white. Are you Moyes in? Are you Moyes out? Are you Haller in? You Haller out? Look, I've done plenty of videos supporting Sebastian Haller. Plenty. Let me tell you that. So it's not they decided. I wanted him in when we were being linked with, what was the geezer's name? Maxi Gomez. Was that his name? Was that right? I was saying get Haller in. So it's not as black and white as that. You have to have the ability to change your mind. You have to have the ability to look at the evidence in front of you. And when new evidence is presented to you, that you change your mind. And I want Haller to work out. So I would reject that. Absolutely, 100%. That particularly with me, I decided it's Haller out, and that's what I've decided. It's bollocks actually, and that's not the case at all. What I am doing is I am looking at it and I'm thinking he cannot operate within this system. If once you've decided that he cannot operate within this system, he cannot score goals, he cannot do those things, then we got one or two questions. Number one, is Moyes going to change the system? Number two, should Moyes change the system? Well, I think the system's working really, really well. So I suspect he's going to get another striker in. That's just what I think will happen. I'm not laying the whole blame of this at Sebastian Haller. As I say, I think there are other people as culpable. I thought we had some brilliant players today. I'll tell you who the brilliant players were. The brilliant players were Balbuena. They were Declan Rice. Souček had a better game. Bowen was absolutely outstanding. Ogbonna was brilliant. I thought Haller, Fornals, and Masuaku had poor games, and I wish I'd have written down the minute. There was a point it happened where Masuaku pulled out for 50-50. I thought it was absolutely disgusting, actually, and we're going to need a little bit more from him. He carries the ball up the pitch well, but we need some end product, and end product is what we lacked today. I shouldn't be as annoyed as I am, I think, but. Do you know what? I think I'd be less annoyed if we'd have just lost 3-1 and we'd been dominated all throughout the game. I think the fact that we were so far ahead, I'm annoyed. I'm annoyed that we gave the ball away cheaply. I'm annoyed that those players missed those good chances, and I'm annoyed that Moyes didn't react a little bit better. It's a little bit annoyance, and it's having that victory taken away from you. Daniel James in there, as you said, I'm annoyed because we ran the first half. That's right. You play that well, and you wanna do a little bit better. Kevin's annoyed because of substitutions. I think they were too late. They were too late. But what Richard's saying is we were never a top 5 team anyway. No, you're right. And for that reason, I should perhaps have a little bit more balance. I'll do my video tomorrow, and I'll be a little bit more calmer at it. But it is going to be centered around Ben Rama. It is going to be centered around Fornals. If you're not subscribed to the forum channel, by the way, click on it. The link is in the description below. We've got 2 channels on Hammers Chat. And of course, don't forget our Patreon. If you want to sign up to our Patreon, again, the link is in the details below here. I don't know. I'm just annoyed. I am just annoyed. Anyway, I'll read one more comment out. If we want to get the best out of Haller, Ben Rama and co, we need a new left back who can defend and go back to a 4 at the back. Well, that's another subject. That's another subject entirely. There we go. Anyway, listen, thanks for tuning in. Sorry I couldn't be a bit more positive and upbeat, but we just lost a game of football, which we were absolutely steaming in. Kevin Cadman, bless you, thank you. He's just donated a £5 there. Buy yourself a pint. Onwards and upwards. It is onwards and upwards. I'll feel a lot more positive tomorrow. There's a lot to be positive about, Kevin. A lot to be positive about. The irony is, I thought we were really good today and we lost. I thought perhaps the last 3 games we were crap and we won. So there you go. Work that one out, if you will. Ryan, hello, mate. I hope you're well. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We've got videos galore over on the forum channel. Becky will be up there in, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes, something like that. I'm going to do my player ratings on the forum channel, which I think my son's going to join me. Not a forum channel, sorry, on the Patreon. I think my son's going to join me for that one. Anyway, there we go. Congratulations to Man United, said through gritted teeth. Some really, really good, really good players. Gutted for us. Enjoy the rest of your evening. At least it's not a massively late kick-off. Enjoy the rest of your evening, whatever you do. Thanks for tuning in. I'll catch up with you very soon.